In 24 hours, Russia's new attack pattern was revealed, causing even more panic in Ukraine. Can Ukraine exact its revenge? On July 14th, the skies over the Kharkiv region once again witnessed the intense dynamics of modern combat between Russia and Ukraine. That day, an attack took place that demonstrated the advancement of military technology, which has now become an inseparable part of contemporary warfare. With the use of loitering munitions such as the Lancet and the Chernihiv kamikaze drone. This story reflects a strategy aimed at targeting vital military infrastructure with high precision and creating prolonged psychological pressure on the opposing forces. The operation began with a meticulous hunt for the RADA radar station, belonging to the Ukrainian armed forces, hidden within a forest belt. To avoid detection by Russia, this station was considered one of the key elements of Ukraine's defense system. However, Russia's technological superiority in deploying military personnel proved decisive. Using a Supercam UAV from the 1st Guards Tank Division of the Zapad military group, the radar post was successfully located and identified, despite being carefully camouflaged. After careful coordination, the Lancet loitering munition was launched toward the target. The attack eventually destroyed the RADA radar station, showcasing the effectiveness of modern munitions in dismantling Ukraine's main defense nodes. The Lancet has become one of the new icons of modern warfare in Ukraine. Its effectiveness lies in its ability to stay airborne for long periods, search for potential targets, and strike with high precision. Typically, Lancet targets include radar systems, launchers, rockets, armored vehicles, and even personnel or hidden strategic command points. The key advantage of the Lancet is its ability to loiter or circle in the air for some time before finding and attacking the most valuable target. This makes each Lancet strike not only reliant on initial data, but also adaptable to changes in the battlefield situation. Such attacks often happen suddenly and are difficult to anticipate, forcing Ukrainian forces to think twice before deploying valuable equipment on the front lines. The importance of the RADA radar station for Ukraine cannot be underestimated. This type of radar is often required for tasks such as enemy artillery reconnaissance and tracking various projectiles or aerial vehicles, serving as the eyes for Ukraine's air defense and surface-to-air missile systems. Modern radar capabilities, such as the one L220UK, for example, allow for the detection of weaponry at distances of up to 28 kilometers, mortars up to 30 kilometers, and rockets up to 55 to 80 kilometers, depending on the size of the approaching rocket. With the latest digital technology, this radar not only maps the trajectory of Russian bullets or rockets, but also provides precise data for operators to launch a counterattack. Its efficiency significantly impacts the supply of ammunition and the reaction time of Ukrainian artillery units. When such Ukrainian radar systems are successfully destroyed, the ability of anchor units to deliver counterfire and their sensitivity to detecting sudden attacks drastically decreases, giving Russian forces greater freedom of movement. On the same day, in the Chernihiv region, the sound of explosions around the Borzna settlement was alarming. A Chernihiv UAV, which has become a new terror for Ukraine's defense systems, once again demonstrated its destructive power. With an aerodynamic wing configuration, a warhead weighing at least 40 kilograms, and an operational range of up to 2,000 kilometers, the Chernihiv can travel at moderate speeds while maintaining a low radar profile. Ukraine radar stations were spotted in the area. The kamikaze drone suddenly attacked, resulting in a massive explosion and thick black smoke, marking the destruction of the target. The tactic of using swarms, launching a large number of drones simultaneously, maximizes the chances of success. As the more drones that fly, the greater the likelihood that some will breach air defenses and strike the primary target. The use of the Chernihiv is not limited to individual attacks, but also a strategy to exhaust Ukraine's air defense forces. The presence of a factory in Yelabuga, Russia, which produces up to 170 drones daily, ensures a steady supply and enables Russian military units to launch large-scale drone swarms every day. Since the Russia-Ukraine conflict in 2022, drones like these from Russia have been designed not only to damage military assets or facilities, but also to exert pressure on the opponent's air defense systems in a layered and systematic manner. The pattern of attacks is now aimed at simultaneously targeting radar, missile systems, and strategic infrastructure with a combination of cruise missiles, ballistic missiles, and kamikaze drones. This method aims to deplete Ukraine's interceptor ammunition, force vital radars to activate and expose their locations, and create continuous psychological pressure on the protection of personnel. The details of radar systems like RADA are very real at the front lines. After destroying Ukrainian radar, Russian forces can maneuver closer to the conflict zone without worrying about being detected or ambushed by Ukraine's counter-battery weaponry. The front lines become more dynamic, providing opportunities for Russian air operations and ground attacks, an impact that highlights the strategic value of destroying radar facilities. Drone attacks are often layered, frequently followed by decoy strikes or waves of drones designed specifically to deplete Ukraine's stockpiles of surface-to-air missiles and air defense munitions, while simultaneously uncovering hidden radar positions that become the next targets. Lessons from each action and Ukrainian defense movements are evaluated and used to optimize tactics for the next strike. With the ability to learn from every flight, Russian forces increase the complexity of the battlefield and continuously anticipate enemy movements. Al Jazeera's website reports on the intensity of drone attacks day by day due to three factors, as analyzed by Nikolai Mitrokhin, a researcher at the University of Bremen in Germany. First, it involves the volume of drone production and usage, which ultimately strains Ukraine's air defense logistics and forces them to allocate ammunition more efficiently. Second, the advancement in drone technology and range, enabling drones to fly at high altitudes to avoid significant threats and reach targets hundreds of kilometers away. Third, the massive use of decoy drones, which forces Ukraine's air defense to waste ammunition, a strategy aimed at depleting Ukraine's stockpiles and resources before launching a major attack. This development has created a new need for Ukraine, the requirement for drone platforms that can quickly ascend to altitudes of 5 to 6 kilometers to detect and counter threatening drones, while also ensuring the protection of their ammunition and strategic resources. But will Ukraine be able to achieve this? Or will it turn into a nightmare when confronted with other Russian tactics? That's all for today, and thanks for watching.